ew, like I don't want to ew, like ew.
Yeah.
Hey Kedz!
Welcome back to Chelley&Nay, where you know when we're on.
It's poppin', y'all!
On a 30-foot balcony.
Okay, well you better always just, you know, tell the kids where we at, what we doing.
Because that's where it's popping right now. So I gotta let you know. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We love you already. Thank you for joining us this evening on our balcony. It is just a blessing to be here with you and with you. So
yeah, it is a perfect evening. The weather is beautiful and warm here in Canada. It is like, what, I think it's probably around 25, 26 degrees Celsius. That is pretty much perfect for around what time it is right now. That is just the ideal, comfortable weather. So we just thought, why not take this opportunity to film on our beautiful balcony that's just, the sun is starting to set, and we're just loving it today. We're just here for all of that cute, warm energy.
So today, guys, we wanted to just sit down and talk with you because, like we said in our last video, we haven't really done anything different other than vlogging. So we're just trying to switch it up. So a lot of people ask us about living with each other. Like, how is it living with your partner? And do you think that you should live together before you get married, or whatever it is, right? Or commit long-term, whatever you decide to do. So we just thought we would make a little video out of it because we got a lot of people asking us personally about that. So
yeah, our friends, like, not necessarily family, but like friends, subscribers, people will randomly DM us and kind of just like say like, what's that like? So we just thought it would be pretty fun to just kind of get into that topic.
Yeah. But before we dive right into that, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell if you're nasty, and don't forget to
tell your besties, guys. As you already know, we are on the road to 1K, and we are approaching that number every single day, you guys.
Yes.
Well, to all of our new subscribers, we appreciate you so much, and we truly couldn't do this without all of you. So shout out to you guys, and thank you for making us who we are.
And one big shout out we wanted to give was to one of our subscribers and pals, Jay.
Hey Jay!
Because you just always comment, and we can tell you watch the videos all the way through, so we just want to thank you so much. And anybody else who does watch our videos all the way through and is a genuine supporter, we love you guys. So we just wanted to give that personal shout out.
Yes, and I do want to say about Jay specifically is that, like, 3 seconds after we post our video, she drops a comment. Like, she's really on that. She's ready, she's waiting, she's willing. And I just think that type of dedication to two people is awesome and humbling and beautiful. And we love you so much, Jay. Thank you for your continued support. You're it.
Definitely.
What the? What? Why is there a cigarette on our balcony?
There is?
Yep. No. What
The
about
table's gonna move, I'm just letting you know. Yeah, well, let's call and complain.
Like, really? Is that what we're doing right now?
Sorry for the interruption, guys. The cigarette fell on our balcony, and we do not smoke. We are not smokers. I am allergic to smoke, in fact. Nay hates smoke. No offense to any smokers out there, it's just not our thing. And, you know, property management always puts the message out there that, oh, make sure you're not throwing cigarette butts and whatever. So there's one on our balcony that Nay just found, so she's calling to make a hoopla. I don't even know what that means, but I heard it on TV, so I figured it was something that I could say right now.
People think I'm playing.
Can you close the screen door?
Yeah.
Here. Just don't, I'll pick it up. Just don't even go near it.
You could have destroyed our plans. Like,
Yeah, just don't even go near it. I'll just pick it up after.
I'm freaking pissed.
Yeah, I already told the kids what's going on, so we can just get right into
Honestly,
it.
people are gross and so disrespectful. Like, I don't care who it is. You're gonna stop though because you don't want this.
Don't want that smoke, boy.
Apparently they do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Said that. That's so gross. Okay. Anyways, Nay has her tea. She's gonna
I will be
out.
calm and I will be zen. Sorry guys, I'm sure Chelley told you I'm just very upset because for the obvious reasons, I don't even need to get into it right now. It's just, what are you doing? There is a full out rule in this building to not be throwing debris off the balcony. I really don't care who it is. If it's the person above us, diagonal from above, I don't care. Fix it.
Anyways, let's get right into this topic. So Nay and I, we have lived together for, what are we on our third? Is this gonna be our 3rd year? September will be 3 years, right?
Yeah, so I guess we've been living together since we pretty much got together.
Yeah, it just happens sometimes.
It really just happens, and let it be a natural thing. I just want to say, we let it be a natural thing.
Yeah. It was very natural. That's important. So, in our opinion, we do, well, sorry, I should say my opinion, but in my opinion, I believe that couples should definitely live together before they tie the knot or commit long term, because you just get to see people's habits and see how they live, and everybody acts different in the comfort of their own home. Like, it's easy to visit here and there, or when you go out in public, it's very different than when you actually live with the person. You eat, sleep, and breathe with that person. So
it's definitely super important to get a feel for who you're living with, because like Chelley was saying, you don't actually get to, like, let's say you are dating someone and you meet up with them from the top of the day to the end of the day. Like, okay, that's great, you guys are jolly and you're going out to eat and you're shopping and you go see a movie. Those are all the grand, easy, simple pleasures of life. At the end of the day, you aren't necessarily tackling real life situations together because you're in La La Land, you're enjoying or having fun. You guys go home at the end of the night, do your responsibilities separately, but don't actually get to feel how those responsibilities would be with that person combined, I guess you could say.
I definitely agree with that, of course, because I feel like, yeah, we have the same feelings about it, that it's nice to see how your partner is and how it is to live with them. So you learn their habits, you learn their, like you were saying, like about the responsibilities and stuff, like chores and things like that, because maybe somebody on their own is great at, you know, maintaining the home. Maybe they're not, that there's two sides to it. So maybe they're great on their own at maintaining a home, but when you get together, maybe it's like, oh, well, I've been doing this for years, and now like Nay's gonna be the one to take care of everything. You know, there's that mentality. That happens a lot. We've seen it happen. Maybe every time you go over, you see that their house is maintained, but maybe it's not them. So maybe they just don't have like habits like that, you know, are similar to yours. So there's just so many things that you pick up on when you do live together. And I know there's a lot of traditional people out there, which is great. There's no issue with that. But we have seen a lot of the time that people who they get married before they've lived together, it doesn't work out. And it's just from personal experience. I'm not saying this always happens. Like, this, literally, I don't know what the percentage is, but just from our experience, it doesn't work out because they haven't seen how that person is in their own home. You don't see people's true temperament. You don't see, again, their habits. That's a big thing for me, is habits. You don't see their cleanliness. You don't see a lot of things, right? So it helps to live with your partner before you're about to commit long term, in our opinion, because you definitely get to experience all of that. So
and not to say that, you know, if you live with the person before you get married, just to kind of feel them out, that and you guys don't actually click in the ways that you exist together, doesn't mean it's not something that can be worked on. But I do think that already getting married and being married can be tough within itself for some couples, and I don't think you should have to have other things testing your love. Not that I want to say your love, but I don't think you should have other things testing your relationship, along with having to deal with bills and real life stresses and family issues and, you know, things going on with the two of you. Like, if there's something going on, like, I feel like you guys should already have a very solid routine, I want to say, established, where you're comfortable with what each other does and how they do it, just so that it gives you that extra preparedness. I feel like everyone's first year, they say everyone's first year of marriage should be so blissful and beautiful, and I mean every year of marriage should realistically be like that, but you don't want to go into being married to someone having those things irks you.
Yeah, I agree, because it's always the little things that do it. It's not normally the big things. Like, okay, we have financial stress, but that's always going to be there. That's a big thing. We have family things going on. That's always going to be there. Like, it's just natural. Those things are natural. But little things is what's going to trigger everything. It's like, oh, you chew so loud. You chew with your mouth open. You don't pick up your socks, or you don't, you know, like, it's just little things like that. And it's like, oh my gosh.
It's
you know? So just like you were saying, I agree with what you said. But at the same time, you will learn if it's habits that annoy you, but you can live with it. It's not something that it's like, you know, do or die, or, you know, it's not something that's a deal breaker. Right? So I mean, we definitely have those, which is what I think we get that question a lot, like, oh, do you guys ever get in fights? Do you ever annoy each other? And it's, yeah, obviously, just like little things, but it's things that we either compromised or we can live with it. It's not something that it's really like, okay, I'm gonna leave you if you don't change this habit. Like, you know what I mean? It's nothing like that. And we would have picked up on that in the past almost 3 years now, right? So.
Exactly. And I feel like personally for Chelley and I, the things that we deal with that we kind of have to compromise on, they're very small things, and we're fine with it. Like, that's a huge thing. Like, if you're also fine with it and you really just don't care how your partner exists, then that's great. Like, you know, like, I can think of a couple things even right now that Chelley does, but it's not like they're really not deal breakers.
Like,
it's
what?
Just like,
tell them.
You guys are gonna like laugh and think that I'm being crazy when I say this, but basically when, let's say if Chelley and I are hosting something and someone's coming over, she will literally put every single thing that we own away. So like, let's take the bathroom for instance. Anything that's on the counter, like the soap dispenser, the toothbrushes, the toothpaste, the whatever's there, like air freshener. Okay, I'm like popping off a bit, but like she will put everything away. The kitchen counter, there cannot be a sponge, there cannot be the soap to clean the dishes with, there cannot be a trace that someone lives here. Like, she basically wants to make it look as though no one has lived in our home. And I'm like, babe, it's okay to look like we live here. And she's like, I know, babe, but like, I just want it to look clean and spotless for when they first come in. And I'm like, but even though these people have already seen our home, and she's like, yeah, it's just,
well, it depends too. Like, it depends too. For parents, I do like to do that because it's just respectful. Like, for me, it's just like, when your parents are coming over, just make sure your house is clean, which our house is clean majority of the time. But what Nay's talking about, like the craziness where it looks like a
no
model home.
Here.
Yeah, like it just, what was that? Was that birthday?
I don't know. Or someone dropping things purposely. Like, I really don't know.
Anyways, I don't even remember where I was, guys. I really got thrown off, so whatever. I'm just gonna say something else. But yeah, everybody has little things that's annoying, and we definitely have that for each other. Like, even Nay has little things, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But again, it's things that we've compromised,
like
or it's stuff that we can live with. So,
like what?
For example, she used to put everything in the toilet and just like let it sit there until it was enough to flush. Like, if she would floss, she would put in the toilet, or if she would like blow her nose, she would put it in the toilet. I'm like, but just put in the garbage. I don't understand, like, why, like, where'd you get that habit from? Like, it was just an interesting habit, and I didn't know that was a thing, because it's just like, why do you think of the toilet to put it in? So she would just do that, and she actually doesn't do it at all anymore, which is good.
Yeah, she can break me of my habits, because I'm willing to be broken of them, but Chelley will not budge, to be fair. And it's not like her habits are super bad that they need to be broken or anything like that. It's just that, like, I'm willing, because the habits I have are kind of unnecessary. Like, that whole throwing floss and like tissue paper after I blow my nose into the toilet is kind of unnecessary. That's just something I picked up from my mom, I'm not even gonna lie. I think I've just seen her do it, and it sounds like a very easy, accessible thing. It's like, instead of reaching for the garbage, just kind of toss it in the toilet, because the toilet bowl is like open or whatever. So, and it's also like, I keep adding because I don't want to flush the toilet after one.
Like that makes sense. You just want to do one big flush, but you just, my whole thing was I was telling her that stuff should go in the garbage. You shouldn't be flushing floss and so much tissue down the toilet, right? So anyways, she doesn't do that anymore, which is great. And another thing that she hasn't changed but I can live with is that she squeezes the toothpaste from the middle. Comment down below if you hate that or if you do that, because I cannot stand that. I need to squeeze from the bottom all the way to the top. It has to be like just clean, because otherwise I feel like you're losing toothpaste, you know? You gotta like slide from the bottom to the top. But she just squeezes it like this, like right from the middle.
I love it.
Every morning I go, if she brushes her teeth first, I pull the toothpaste out, I'm like, so I'll squeeze it from the bottom right to the top. But that's just something easy. That doesn't bother me like that, but every time I see it, I'm just like, oh my gosh.
And to be fair, it's like, okay, like I don't need to be doing that either. It's very unnecessary, but that also feels good for me. Like I love when it's all like full and I'm just like, ooh, yeah.
Oh my
gosh. It probably just is. Like I've kind of just done that, I think, since I was little. Like I don't know, it's just something that
it's just so messy to me, because it's just like you should do it from the bottom so you get all the toothpaste out.
And you know what I can say is that it really does look ugly after, because it's like all mishmash, because I've just been like squeezing it in the middle, and she's really trying to like go from like bottom to like top. But you know, like to be fair, guys, if you think about it, those are very minimal.
Yeah, those things are just
things
easy.
that
like,
shouldn't really bother anyone.
Yeah.
Chelley's just very particular, which is also fine.
And what I was gonna mention about me making it look like a model home when people come over, it's mostly when nobody's seen the house yet, so I want it to look perfect, right? So I just want it to be like a picture, like, you know, when you walk in, you're like, ooh, like I like to inspire people, you know? So I was just like, okay, this person hasn't come over yet, so we need to make it look like this. But if they've come over before, I still like the house very neat and clean, but it can look like we live there, because she always does that. She's like, if somebody's coming over, I remember I think your mom was coming over to our old place, and she was just like, so can I look like we live here today, or do I have to put everything in the cupboards? And I was just like, no, it's fine, like she's come already. As long as the place is clean, I'm happy. But if somebody hasn't seen our place yet, it has to be like
and that I completely understand. Like if someone hasn't seen our place, I definitely want to look spick and span. But like the example Chelley just gave, my mom came over I think for the second time at one point, and you were still kind of hesitant on me putting all the stuff, like, leaving
but
the
that's
stuff
also because it's the mom. Like even when my parents come over, I go crazy cleaning. Like I'll do I'll like wash the big
we can't have anything. we don't eat here, we don't sleep here.
It's not that, it's just you want your parents to feel good and comfortable, like, oh, I raised a clean child and they know how to like take care of their own home and whatever.
Of course. I totally get that stuff. I don't want my parents to think I'm a slob either.
Yeah,
it's very interesting what grinds Chelley's gears. I think it's just interesting. Honestly, like Chelley and I, we can live with those small things and we kind of just work around it. And you know, I think maybe eventually I'll pull it together and deal with the toothpaste properly like a normal adult.
But even if she doesn't, it's okay. Like that's the thing, it's fine for me. I'm not gonna be like, okay, this is not gonna work if you don't squeeze the toothpaste properly, you know, or the way that I like no, nobody, it's fine, you know.
Yeah, those are very minor things, but you know, there are definitely things that are much grander than that you guys should definitely be either on the same page about or have an understanding about how it's going to go down. Because
like I definitely feel like when it comes to household chores or like cooking or whatever it is, like you gotta go 50-50 unless you have an agreement where, okay, let's say I stay home and Nay works, then I should, like, my job is to do the household duties or whatever, but still if I need help, like she's supposed to help me and vice versa, you know what I mean? So it's like you got to figure that out on your own, but I still feel like it should be 50-50, whatever works for you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know, you don't want to get into a situation where one person's doing everything, because then you get exhausted, you start resenting the other person, and it happens and you don't even realize it. So
exactly, and that's something that'll creep up and definitely, you know, take a toll on your relationship. And it's not something that should, so it's like you may as well figure those things out before you get really deep into it, especially if you're thinking about renting a house or an apartment or any type of home together, or you're making any big financial investments together. You definitely want to make sure you have that stuff sorted, because
and that's the thing, if you haven't experienced living with your partner before you commit to them long term, and let's say purchase a home, like let's say you get married and then you purchase a home like back, like one after the other, it's just like, but you haven't tried living with them yet, so it's like you just invested in this like $500,000 home, and it's just like, I hate this, like, you know, like you're gonna be like, I don't like my life right now. Like, you know, a lot of people feel like that, but again, a lot of people are old school, a lot of people are traditional, which is totally fine. We're just saying for us, that's what works, and that's what we believe is the best thing to do, especially when you're going to commit long term, because it's like you never want to invest fully if you haven't experienced it yet. Like if we had lived together for even a year and something wasn't going on, we either have to discuss and compromise, see if we can live with it, and if we couldn't, you got to consider that, because as much as you love somebody, again, those things will come up, and it destroys relationships, like for real. I'm not even just being dramatic.
No,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, people's behavior and habits, it's a big thing you got to be careful with. Yeah.
And ultimately, you don't want to be like grossed out by your person at the end of the day. You want to be comfortable with all of their habits. Like, you know, I feel like for you and I, we have our things that we do, but it's like, I don't know, we're just very comfortable with each other also, but we accept those things because those are the things we accept about each other. But there might be things that you just don't accept about that person, and you're gonna start looking at them a certain way, like, oh, they're kind of gross, they're kind of this, they're kind of ew, like I don't want to like ew. So you know, it's really up to you guys to figure those things out for yourself, obviously. Yeah, and it's like you thought somebody had home training, but when you're actually at home living with them, you're like, oh no, you're -0 home training. Yeah. It's like, what happens? You only know when you go, because I know people like that. They know how to behave outside, but when they're in their home, they're just disastrous. I'm like, oh, exactly. Yeah. So you gotta, again, just find what works for you. What can you tolerate? It's not even tolerate though, it's what can you accept, because I feel like the word tolerate is so horrible, because tolerate means tolerate anything. Yeah, it just means that you're just putting up with something. So yeah, like see what you can accept, what works for you, and go from there, guys. That's all we can really say. Definitely. But yeah, guys, thank you to all of the people who always ask us questions like that, personal questions, because it sparks the idea of, hey, like we can talk about this in a video, and we can do a video on our balcony. So you know what I mean? It's really nice to do different things now. We have so many different places to film now, so we're really excited about that with the natural light. So yeah, just keep asking us those personal questions, keep connecting with us, keep reaching out. We love it. You guys really help us to create content for you guys, so we really appreciate that. So we hope this kind of gave a little bit of insight to those people who, you know, have those questions, even if you're not in a relationship, but just you know, curious. I know a lot of people are just curious to learn. Yeah, definitely. So, or they're just interested in like relationship dynamic and like how everything falls into place once you actually move in with someone. And I think some of you are actually considering potentially either taking that next step with your partner, and you definitely want to know kind of how you can start going about getting comfortable with that. So we really just hope this video helps all of the below or above, whatever. Above, below, side to side. Yeah, in the middle. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. You are so very much appreciated. We love you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell if you're nasty, and don't forget to tell your besties, guys. Tell everyone you know about Chelley&Nay, because we are on the road to 1K. No one needed that. I like when you sing it, I was gonna say. Yeah, it makes it more, you know, like woo. Thank you, babe. Yeah. You guys are the best. Keep doing what you do. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers. I think we said by September. By sunset. Oh, yo, if y'all really did that, you're it. You're really it. You're really it. Later, Kedz.